Fire and explosion occurred on January 25 in a house where Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov's fighters lived in Russia's Belgorod region, Russian telegram channel Astra reported on Monday. One Chechen fighter was killed and 4 others were injured during the incident. Astra claimed that Russian authorities kept secret the cause of the explosion. Approximately 40 residents of neighboring houses were evacuated as a result of strong explosion. The fire in the house started due to the detonation of ammunition that Kadyrov's fighters were storing in the house, the Telegram channel reported. The owner of the house confirmed that she had placed military personnel in the house for communal services. Moreover, one Belgorod police officer who
The Ukrainian Leopard 1A5 tank that Kiev received from Denmark survived an attack by 8 Russian drones, proving the effectiveness of additional armor. Only then did the Russians disable it with strikes from 3 more drones, Forbes writes. Russian forces released a video of the attack in an attempt to show off their success, but the results are hardly cause for celebration. While the loss of the Leopard 1A5 is painful for Ukraine, the fact that the vehicle survived so many hits is a testament to the reliability of the additional armor. The 40-ton Leopard 1A5, armed with a 105mm gun, is known for its maneuverability and accuracy. However, its weak point has always been its armor. The base protection thickness is only 77mm, which is significantly inferior to the more modern Leopard 2A4. When the first of the promised 155 Leopard 1A5 tanks began arriving in Ukraine in late 2023, Ukrainian engineers set about upgrading their armor protection. They added layers of dynamic armor that explode on impact, reducing the effectiveness of incoming projectiles, and installed anti-mesh screens that help neutralize FPV drones. These improvements have proven their effectiveness. The Leopard 1A5 withstood up to 11 drone attacks. After numerous hits, the tank continued to move until further strikes finally immobilized it. The tank is probably beyond repair. There is no information about the fate of the crew, but there is reason to hope for their survival. To reduce the risk of ammunition explosion in the turret, the crews store most of the 42 rounds in the hull of the tank. This approach takes longer to reload, but significantly reduces the risk to life. One netizen noted that despite the thin armor, he feels fine while serving on the Leopard 1A5. The destruction of this tank has the 8th confirmed case of the loss of a Leopard 1A5 on the battlefield. The Ukrainian army has about 90 such tanks left, with another 50 to 60 expected in the near future. The new Leopard 1A5s will most likely also be equipped with additional armor protection, which has proven its effectiveness. The outstanding survivability of the Leopard 1 in this battle is quite unexpected, as the vehicle developed in the 1960s incorporated specific concepts. The designers neglected armor protection, focusing on high mobility and firepower. In the Russian-Ukrainian war, the focus of possible threats shifted from anti-tank guns and tanks to high-speed attack drones. Therefore, the designers of the main armored vehicle directorate developed a massive set of hinged dynamic protection, grills and nets for the Leopards that would comprehensively protect the vehicle. It was the mounted protection that played a key role. The dynamic protection units neutralized penetrating damage from cumulative ammunition, and the nets and grills over the stern delayed some of the hits. In a similar situation, the basic version of the Leopard would most likely have been destroyed by the first hits along with the crew.
Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko said his country was preparing to host Russia's Oryk hypersonic missile used in Ukraine for the first time in November 2024. Though he said there was no deadline for the missile deployment, Belarus was preparing to receive it any day now. According to Associated Press, Russian President Vladimir Putin said the missiles could be deployed to Belarus in the second half of 2025, remaining under Moscow's control while Minsk will select the targets. "We agreed with President Putin that the next unit will be delivered to Belarus earlier than to Russia," Lukashenko said at a news conference after casting his vote in an election that concludes on Sunday and that the opposition dismisses as a farce. Lukashenko added that he joked when he spoke about Belarus receiving 10 Orshnik units. But he said the deployment was, in response to the desire and possibility of the Americans to deploy medium-range missiles in Europe. In December 2024, Lukashenko and Putin signed a treaty that gave security guarantees to Belarus that included the possible use of Russian nuclear weapons. The pact followed Moscow's revision of its nuclear doctrine, which for the first time placed Belarus under the Russian nuclear umbrella amid tensions with the West over the war in Ukraine. Lukashenko says Belarus is hosting dozens of Russian tactical nuclear weapons. Their deployment extends Russia's capability to target Ukraine and NATO allies in Europe.
Слушай, мы потом вышли отдельно с Путиным. Слушай, у нас вот буквально с дня на день будет орешник. Мы договорились с президентом Путиным, что следующая установка, она даже раньше будет поставлена в Беларусь, нежели в Россию. Я правильно поступил? Мы не отказываемся от ядерного оружия, нет. Ну, это страшное оружие. А орешник, страшное оружие, но не такое. Пускай будет у нас.
А где вы хотите разместить это оружие, эти комплексы?
Тебе точку назвать? Нет.
Ну, хотя бы примерно.
Ну, туда, ближе к Смоленску, я так мечтаю. А там посмотрим.
Спасибо, да, французское агентство.
Нет, мы с Владимиром Владимировичем сроки не определяли. Во-первых, это не горит. Я, конечно, понимаю, что и в России орешник этот нужен и так далее. Это не горит. Ну и потом это не так просто. Когда я сказал 10 комплексов, но я пошутил.
Вы же сказали сегодня, что вы не хотите войны, хотя...
Поэтому сроков таких мы не определяли. Ну и потом, знаете, мы ведь орешник... Почему дислоцируем в Беларусь? Вы же знаете, что это в ответ на желание и возможность размещения ракет средней дальности американцами в Европе. Это же ответ. Я это понимаю. Достаточно одного комплекса. Поэтому, если они откажутся от этого, тогда я старшему брату скажу, что ладно, давай повременим. Неважно, будут они в Смоленске или в Орше. Для нас не важно. А нам важно, чтобы ракеты средней дальности американские не попали на территорию Европы, потому что они могут быть оснащены и ядерным компонентом. На массе, где люди будут, он ревнует. Все. Он внутри.